What's up, YouTube?
Hey, welcome back to our channel.
I was gonna do the back at it again. Back at it again. Back in effect with the relationship advice. Help you get your groove on.
So, anyways, today we want to talk about how to handle disagreements and arguments in relationships.
Yeah, so say you and your significant other get into a fight and y'all are headstrong about your opinions, about your opposing opinions. We're going to try to help y'all get past those or tell y'all tactics that we use to get past our problems.
I think one of the biggest things is that most people are stubborn. Like, that's the biggest thing.
And prideful.
Yeah, when you stubborn and prideful, it's like, even when you know you wrong, it's like you don't want to admit that you wrong. But it's like eventually you're going to have to like admit that you wrong and stop being stubborn and move on from the situation, because if you don't, then, I mean,
It doesn't help.
yeah, it definitely
It doesn't help.
doesn't help.
And when you, a lot of times when you get into an argument, you may try to direct the argument. So say you did something wrong and you don't think that it's wrong, but your significant other think that it's wrong, and you're like, oh, okay, well, you did this, so you can't talk to me about that. That really doesn't help, because that kind of defaces the whole problem. That makes it seem like you really don't care.
Right.
You probably, even if you don't want it to seem like you don't care,
Right.
because that it knocks down a layer of trust on your relationship. So I know we all know two wrongs don't make a right. And I hate when people say two negatives make a positive. This is not math.
Right.
Sorry. But you can't, if what you did, if your actions is the main focus on an argument, don't bring someone else's actions into it. Leave that for another.
Because it's almost like you're trying to reflect it off of you onto the other person. So it's like tit for tat. And nobody wants to live like that. Like, you can't live your whole life like, oh, well, this person did this to me, so I have to do it back to them. Like, you can't live your whole life like that, because life in general just don't work like that. Stuff happens, you forgive, you don't forget, but you move on from it. You can't be like, oh, well, this person did this to me, so I'm gonna do it back to them because that's fair. Either way it go, it's not right. Either way it go,
it doesn't help your relationship.
Right.
You can't always think about fair and what's fair and what's not fair. I mean, you don't want to be the one that's being played or be the one that's looking dumb in a relationship, of course. But at the same time, if it's something that you value and you really think that this person can change, or this person, basically put your time and effort into someone that you think will actually care. That way you don't look stupid. Or if you do find yourself looking stupid, you can say it's worth it, because you'll be like 10 years from now, oh, this is just a memory. Remember we had that argument that you did this, that, and the third? Well, yeah, baby, and now we married, we got 3 kids, we co-partners in a business that we own, you know what I'm saying, whatever goals that you have as a couple. So you gotta, like she said, learn to forgive, don't forget. But also don't go tick for tack. Don't keep tallies on what someone is doing.
Right.
Because then at a certain point, it's kind of like you walking on eggshells in your relationship. Whatever you do, you think that the other person may bring it up or bring up a past event. And that's frustrating for you.
Right.
So
It's like, at the end of the day, not everybody tells you something to get a reaction out of you. So it's like, sometimes you have to, like, if your partner comes to you with an issue, concern, or they just say, oh, I just feel this way, sometimes you have to hear them out, because even though you don't agree with the way that they feel or understand the way that they feel, if you don't agree with the way that they feel or understand the way that they feel, then A, you're biased, so your reaction is going to be biased. So understand that that's going to hurt your partner, because just because you don't understand something don't make it wrong, or don't make you right. So it's like, at the end of the day, the ignorance it's like
Don't say ignorance, because that's kind of, I ain't ignorant to what she feel, but
well,
being,
because you don't understand
there
something
you go.
don't
Break it
mean it don't mean that person is making it up. Or sometimes when something is new to you, you just assume that it's I don't even know what I'm trying to say anymore.
Well, let's make it personal. There's been some situations where she would feel, well, Demetria would feel a certain way about something that I did, or some type of way about the way I feel or the way that I think, or about our relationship in general. And I would get upset at that, because I'd be like, why you feel like that? You shouldn't feel like that, because that's not how I feel. And I don't think our relationship is in a bad place. I don't think that we need to spend more time together. But I was wrong for that, because no matter how I feel, if she's bringing it to the table, like, I feel like we need to spend more time together, I can't say that, oh, it's wrong that you feel like that. You can't do that, because that makes your significant others feel like crap. You can't tell them that the way that they feel is wrong, or that what they're thinking is wrong. Mm-hmm. And that takes away trust, that takes away some of the trust that they have to tell you how they feel. After a while, they're just going to start telling you how they feel.
Right.
And then continue to feel that way, and you never know. The way someone feels can bring about their future actions. That's what I want to say. Uh-oh. So if I was to continue to ignore her and say you shouldn't feel like that, then you never know, she could confide in somebody else, or vice versa, he could confide in somebody else. And if they get that reaction that they're looking for, or that just hearing out, for somebody to just listen. Sometimes they could just be telling you something just for you to listen, and don't oppose them in what they're saying.
Right.
And if they find that in somebody else, then you screwed, buddy.
I mean, at the end of the day, not everybody needs your opinion. Basically, that's just in life.
Yeah.
A lesson in life. Like, your opinion is your opinion. That does not make you right. So if someone's telling you how they feel, be sensitive to how they feel. Listen. Try to hear them out, and basically try to understand where they're coming from. And if you can't understand where they're coming from, then it's like technically you can't share your opinion, because you don't get it. That it's like walking in somebody else's shoes. It's like, I can't. If someone's crying to me about, oh, their son has cancer or whatever like that, who am I to just be like, oh, well, it's gonna be okay, like, don't make such a big deal out of it. Who am I to say that? You know what I'm saying? If I never had cancer, never experienced cancer, somebody in my family, or I don't have a son who have cancer. So it's like, not everybody is expecting a reaction out of you.
Right.
So sometimes when you tell people something, sometimes
you gotta have empathy and humility.
Yeah.
Basically.
Sometimes listening is like the best thing that you could ever do, because it's like, if you attack that person or make them feel a certain way, they probably won't want to talk to you again. Like Martell was just saying, like, they won't want to talk to you again. Like, the one thing you don't want to do is make your partner feel like they can't come and talk to you.
Mm-hmm. You don't want to kind of push them away.
Right.
That's one of the first steps in pushing somebody away, actually.
Yeah.
Cutting away that verbal, taking away that verbal aspect of the relationship.
Yeah. And like you said earlier, I think pride is the biggest problem when it comes
to relationships.
Like, the female want to be right, the male wants to be right, or whoever your partner is will want to be right in the argument, to just so you can say that you won, but at the end of the day, it don't make you feel any better. And I think, like, pride...
That's not true. Sometimes you feel a little better.
Sometimes you feel a little better.
It's not about feeling better. It's about making progress in the relationship.
Yeah.
So.
And you won't get nowhere, like, your relationship won't grow or anything like that if you cannot admit when you're wrong. And I mean, that's not something that just happens.
It's something that you have to learn.
It's something that you have to learn. Like, it took me a long time to say, oh, I'm sorry, or I admit that was wrong. I shouldn't have reacted that way, or I shouldn't have said it that way. I should have.
Yes, Lord. She's not playing. It took a long time for her to do that. It took a very long time for her to do that.
Anyways, but it's like you have to do that. You have to do that for your partner.
So, okay.
Arguments, disagreements, fights, any other advice you have?
Fights. Let's hop into the physical aspect of fights. Now, we all hop on social media, and we see all the time females fighting guys, guys fighting females. Fellas, in my opinion, it's not right to put your hands on a female, period. But ladies, you gotta learn to keep your hands to yourself too. You cannot keep on pushing anybody.
Don't use it as an example.
I got it. That's for our viewers. See? Stuff like that.
Dang,
And then expect for somebody not to knock you out. It's
I
not.
wish you.
No, but in all seriousness, don't keep your hands to yourself. Ladies, I understand that we all grow up. I hope a lot of guys grow up being taught not to put their hands on women. But women, y'all need to, I guess we got to take it back and reiterate, because y'all not supposed to put y'all hands on men either.
Right.
And when y'all do, y'all think it's sweet. And then you get your clock cleaned, and then all of a sudden, oh, he's a terrible guy. He should have never did it. But you shouldn't have put your hands on him in the first place.
Words.
How?
Because you just said putting your hands on a female is bad, period. But then you justify why it's okay.
No. I'm not justifying anything. I'm saying if it happens, you can't be mad at him. It's still wrong you put his hands on you,
Okay.
but two wrongs don't make it right. Like I've been said, two wrongs don't make it right. Don't put your hands on him, and don't put your hands on her.
And basically, everybody should keep their hands to themselves, basically,
And
at the
their
end
feet.
of the day.
I've seen a couple guys get kicked, a couple females get kicked. I seen the female get kicked in the back. It wasn't nice.
Anyways, physical, any like bad physical contact, and verbal. Verbal is a big one too, because sometimes when couples argue and fight, you think it's okay to belittle each other, and that's not okay. Like name calling, or if you know that he's insecure about something, or she's insecure about, like say she or he is insecure about their weight or something like that, and when you get in an argument, you steady calling them fat or throwing out stuff that you know hurts. It's like that's not okay at all, because you're supposed to be there to emotionally support your partner, not the other way around.
Not hurt them.
Right. Like that's definitely not okay. And people don't realize how much words hurt. So like the simplest thing can really hurt somebody's feelings. Like they told you something that to them was like a huge deal, but to you, because you don't understand it, you just like, oh, well, they're just telling me this information about them. And then when you get in an argument, you throw that in their face, you really see how much that really, really do hurt them. And always, like, stick up for yourself, I guess I should say.
Yep.
Yeah.
Always stand up for yourself.
Let somebody know that they hurt you, because sometimes people really do not know. Like, people really think it's okay to just say crazy stuff to you. Like, people really do think that it's okay to just throw stuff out there, because a lot of times people don't think before they speak. They speak first. So they really don't know that whatever they said or did really, really hurt your feelings. So it's important to tell a person, when you do this and when you say stuff like this, it upsets me.
And be mindful of things that you say, because sometimes you don't know how the things that you say sound coming out your mouth. You may mean it one way, but someone can interpret it a completely different way. And so on both ends, let people know when you're hurt, but also try to be mindful of what you say, because if you say something and they take it a different way but don't tell you, then they're going to be pissed. You're not going to know why. And if they think you know what you did, but they don't say anything, then they're going to think that you have no regard for their feelings.
And never assume anything.
Yeah.
Don't assume. Ask.
Always
Just to have,
Be straight up with each other.
yeah.
That's
Just
what